KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP. All right, folks. It's KP's Video News, take two over here. I got an interview here with Reggie Lawrence coming from Chicago, Illinois, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing over there?
Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day in Chicago, weather-wise, and it's a beautiful day every otherwise too. I was just outside flying my drone that I was trying out was the second time, and that's how beautiful the day was. I was out there doing that up at the park, up at the neighborhood park.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Good old Euclid Park, huh?
Good old Euclid Park, or as we used to say, or as we used to mispronounce Euclid. You going to
uh,
Euclid?
yeah, man. I hear you, bro. I hear you, brother. That I got a chance to see the pictures that you guys were posting up with
Uh-huh.
the park reunion. How long ago was
Yes.
that? How long was that? About 2 weeks ago?
About two, yeah, about almost 3 weeks ago, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yep. I feel you, man. That looks pretty good, man. I'm gonna have to make it one of these years. Yep.
Man, you got to. And I know I mentioned how the weather was good today. The weather that day was just the same. It was couldn't ask for a better day. And we had I don't even make it all the time because I'm either out of town or for some reason I can't make it, but I made that one. And so I've only made three out of maybe like, oh man, they might have done like about 20 of those things by now, man. And
Mm-hmm.
but it was really, this last one was really good. I took one of the well, you saw the pictures I took at the last event, but about 3 years ago I took pictures. And man, Keith, some of those maybe about, I took a portrait of about 30 of us all together, a group picture, and man, 5 of those people are gone now, man. 5 of those
Oh
people are
wow,
deceased. And
wow.
so, yeah, and that just shows you how, I look at that picture now like, whoa, and from year to year, and that's just life.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. That's like a
Hmm.
living history. You got the
Yeah.
photographs, man, are
Oh,
amazing. That's
yeah. Yeah.
really
Yeah.
truly
Yeah.
amazing. And videos are just now we're doing a lot
Uh-huh.
of videos, and those
Hmm.
videos will be there. That's like depending on how you save them. They could be
Hmm.
there. They could be there forever, man.
That's right. That's right. I
That-
Yeah, I had
yeah.
you a good friend of mine. I had I would say coming up, man, you was kind of like, you was like my best friend, dude. And it's like, from maybe like mid school to like right before high school, that's when we split up. That's when your family moved or whatever. And man, I had another buddy later on, and he turned out to be a really good friend, and I'm always taking pictures and videos. And so he passed, some time ago. But since I was always taking pictures and videos, man, I had all these videos that his family didn't even have. And so,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
would post them on Facebook, and they were like, "Oh man, Reg, you got that?" And pictures are one thing, but videos, like you mentioned, man, you could hear his voice and all that kind of stuff. So his family, they did flips over those, just little tiny little snippets of nothing, but just hearing them though.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, I've
Hmm.
done that. I've done
Hmm.
that, before too, man. With just like making little small
Yeah.
videos of like parties and stuff. Somebody's
Uh-huh.
having a birthday party, and then you just like you of course you got the pictures, but then you take a little small little video and
Yeah.
save it because I found a lot of stuff that I had, and I started uploading, trying to get some of those things off my phone. So I started
Uh-huh.
uploading to my computer,
Uh-huh.
and that's when I started discovering. Said, "Wow, I got way more stuff on here than I really thought." you know,
Did
I
you have,
got
what was your most valuable discovery in that? Can you think of anything offhand?
I discovered some pictures, that with my mom on there and my kids. That
Hmm.
it was taken like before she passed,
Hmm.
and some those ones I'll always keep. I'll
Yeah.
always have. and they
Yeah.
were some treasures that I found that
Gotcha.
really kind of like, oh man, like I said, sometimes you have a lot of stuff and you
Uh-huh.
really don't realize how many
Yeah. Yeah.
pictures and how many
Yeah.
videos you might have until you start trying to organize some of
That's
those
right.
things. And that's what I
Yeah.
was doing, trying to get some of that stuff off my phone so I could save
Uh-huh.
space and
Yeah.
put it in a format on my computer format so I can just bring them up whenever I want them.
Whenever you want. It's like a
Yeah.
treasure chest. When you start digging into that, man, it's a treasure chest. It's like, whoa, this is, and it means so much, So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I remember your father, man, was into that. Uh,
exactly.
he was the one that showed us how to do that. Cause he had that 8mm,
Yeah,
camera,
yeah,
and it'd
yeah,
be like, show you how you can disappear. So
yeah,
you stand there,
yeah.
and then he turn the camera off, and then you move out the way. Then he turn the camera back on, make it look like you disappeared. He
Right,
said, "All right,
right,
stand back over here again." Then he turn it back on and make it like, okay, like you just reappeared or something
right, right,
like
right, right.
magic.
Like magic. Yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, he had that 8mm, like you said, and then the early ones he had was no sound. It was
Oh,
just
okay, okay,
yeah, the very earliest one. Now later on, he got the ones where he had sound, but early it was just video. And I was always the cameraman. When he wasn't holding the camera, I'd be the one holding the camera. So I think the earliest video I have is when we went to St. Louis, and I was taking a picture of my brothers Ricky and Tony. At the time, Tony was like upset about something, so he was like, "Stop pointing that camera at me!" So he's like crying and stuff, And and so,
oh,
but we went to the arch, the arch of St. Louis. We went there, and we went up. I don't know if you've ever been there, but you can go up inside of that. And so we got up in there, man, and the thing is so huge that when you get up at the top, and you look down, you realize how high up you are. A helicopter actually flew through the center of this thing while I was up there. I remember videotaping that with my dad's camera, right when
oh
the
man.
helicopter flew. Yeah, man. So that's on a 8mm tape. I still have that tape down there if it's any good. Sometimes those things wear out or whatever.
Oh
But I
yeah,
still have
yeah,
that.
yeah. They do get old and they get dry.
Yeah,
They
you're
dry
right.
out. Yeah, you
Uh-huh.
try to run them, and then they'll actually burn. They'll catch on
Yeah,
fire and
yeah,
burn.
yeah, yeah. So that's
He,
like, but
yeah,
that had to be like 1967 or something, 68 when I shot that one.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. I remember
So
that, man. When they finally got
yeah,
finished with it and they opened it up. I never went
yeah,
in it. I've seen
uh-huh.
it, but I've never been inside it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
Yep.
it's interesting because you figure you have to go up in some sort of elevator, right? So you go up in the elevator, and the elevator is constantly switching because
Oh, okay, okay.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
to stay level,
All
so
right.
it's constantly rotating. So and I guess the same elevator, you can take that. I don't know if it's two different elevators. One goes up and one comes down, or if the same one that goes up goes all the way around. But at any rate, they pivot. Because of the shape of the arch, they pivot to stay straight. Otherwise, you'd be all bent over in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
way
yeah,
out, man. That's way
that's
out.
way out.
Have
Yeah.
you ever been to well, I don't know what they call it now, but have you ever been to the Sears Tower?
You know what? Nope. And I'm right here, but I never. It's like I think they call it. It might be the Phillips Tower. I'm bad at keeping up with these names of these towers and stuff now. But I've never been. Whatever the name is, I've never been in there.
Okay, okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know a lot
that
of
would be
people have.
amazing to go in because I mean Chicago. I
Uh-huh.
tell you how Chicago has advanced when it comes to like the skyscrapers.
Yeah,
They
like
always been in there like a
architecture and that type of
competition.
thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
competition between back and forth between Chicago and New York.
Uh-huh.
And in the '60s, uh, mid '60s, my mom was working at the Prudential building,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time, the Prudential building was the tallest building in the world, taller than the Empire State Building, and it was really because of that antenna that they had on top of it. And
Hey,
then
hey, hey, Keith, do you think can we pause for a second? That's my nephew calling from Florida. I just want to make sure everything's okay.
uh wow, let me see. I don't know if I can pause it. Well, we can
That's okay.
we
Don't
can
worry about it. I'll leave. That's okay. I'll text him a message. Just make sure everything's okay. Then he can text me back. So I'll just
okay.
find. I'll just make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
hate. I want to. Well, let's see.
I don't know if you'll be able to go out or not.
Right. I might not be able to get back.
Well, I
So
tell you what, we'll just do a couple more minutes, man. We'll just do a
okay.
couple more minutes, and then because you
Okay.
never know.
Okay.
You never know.
That'll work. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that Prudential building right there on, that you can see from Lakeshore Drive was the tallest building, not only in Chicago, but the tallest building in the world, which surpassed the Empire State Building, which was always number one at first, and
Yeah.
then by a few feet. And then so they went back, New York built something, and then Chicago went back and built something. Then the John Hancock building came, and then New York built something else. So they just going back and forth.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
I think one of the tallest buildings is over there in the Middle East somewhere.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. It's
Yeah.
like in what is it? I want to say Mumbai or something like that.
Yeah, Mumbai or Dubai, one of the two.
Dubai, one of them. And and it's but I remember what you're saying, because I remember the Prudential building. That was like when you look at the Chicago skyline, that Prudential building is how you recognize it. I mean, for a long time, and then until they started adding these other taller buildings. But anyway, yeah, the Prudential used to be the thing, you know.
Yeah, yeah. She worked in the mail room there. They actually had a post office inside. Every last one of those big buildings had their own post office inside of it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And she was there working there, man, at the window, man, selling stamps and, organizing that mail. Cause, each floor, you got you got to get the mail from every last one of those floors.
Gotcha.
And it goes through the mail room going in and coming out. So, that was a heck of a job and experience for her. That was her first time being a teller. She was a clerk.
Okay.
That was her first time being,
the
clerk teller, selling stamps and all that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I didn't. You probably mentioned that to me before, but I didn't realize that. Yeah. So she was working at the Prudential in the PO at the Prudential. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, originally she worked at the big post office. Like downtown at the Loop, where you can go under the post office. That big one. Yeah, she worked there. She worked there first. That's what she started off at, and then when she got that bid. She got that bid over to the Prudential.
Okay.
She ended up going to the Prudential. By the time she retired, she was in management and in charge of ordering supplies for maintenance, man, for the whole entire West Coast.
What?
So that was her job.
Okay.
She had her office and everything, man. She was
okay.
She went from she had to fight. She had to fight to get it.
She had okay.
Yeah, she had the job. She had the qualifications, the seniority, and they tried to give it to somebody else, and she fought it and won.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brother. I know you got to do what you got to do, man, and
No, we keep going. I was looking to see if I could. We might be able to still. Might be able to still do it, man. I was looking to see if I can send a message. I got another. Now when you buy phones, man, sometimes now they got a thing where you can keep your old phone and it's still serviceable to an extent.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
So sometimes, like for example, the other day, I misplaced my phone, my main phone, and then I had the other phone in the house. I said, I wonder if I can call the first phone from this phone. And I did, and it rang, and I found it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. It sounds like a winner, man. You got a tracker over there.
Exactly. So this one, so the old phone stays in the house all the time. But of course, I carried a new one out with me, so that worked out perfectly that day.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yeah, man. What's the weather like over there now, man? I know you've been having some extremes, and it's mellowed out now, or what?
Yeah, it's like in the 90s right now.
Okay.
We were actually a few days ago. We was in the mid to high 70s, and then from there we went to the 80s because the rain kicked in. They had the rain coming up from Mexico. They had that little hurricane down there in Mexico, so that meant the rain kind of came farther north, and
Okay.
cooled things off really good, man, really good. We went
I
from
bet that.
100
Oh, I bet
from
that was refreshing.
110. Yeah, it was refreshing because we went from 110 down to the 70s and 80s. So now we kind of creeping back up, man. We, the sun is shining outside. We in the 90s.
Uh huh.
The humidity is gone. So I guess the
Okay.
storm is probably heading toward Hawaii
Okay.
or something. I don't know. But either way, we it's
Uh huh.
really felt really good, man, to be able to, turn the AC off and just open the door up, man, and just get a little fresh air
Okay.
blowing through. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's how that worked.
I I haven't been there in a while, man. The last time I was last time I was in Vegas was in 2004, and the time that I was there, it was like 100 and I think it was like 114. This is on the 4th of July, of all days. This is that in the apex of the summer, But yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
114, but it didn't beat me down. I'm pretty good with the heat anyway, but it was like that dry heat, like they say,
yeah,
and
yeah. It's really dry.
but
Yep,
yeah,
yeah,
wasn't didn't beat you down. I would have guessed it was like 100 and something, but I would never have guessed it was 114. I'm like, what? So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
it can get pretty hot, man. It's one spot.
Hmm.
The highest I've experienced was 120, and that was
Okay.
at a city called Laughlin, which is maybe about a 30-minute ride south of Las Vegas, southeast, and it's
Hmm.
right next to the Colorado River. So it's really humid because of the
Humid.
river being there.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
120, man, and you talking about we got out the car and started walking across the parking lot, and I can feel my feet sinking down in the asphalt. That's how hot it was.
That's how the asphalt was getting even soft.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
soft. It was soft, and
Yeah.
you can feel the heat coming through your shoes too.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, yeah, let's go on and get inside. So we stayed there at this hotel called the Colorado Bell. So me and my girl went to go get something to eat, and then on the way back to the room, we go past the pool, and it was 1,000 kids, man, in the swimming pool. I'm talking about teens and kids are like teens in their 20s,
Right.
and they just standing there, man, like sardines, man. They just standing there because there was so many of them in the pool. They couldn't swim, so they just
Right.
standing in the water.
Right.
Like, I'm like, this is the dumbest. The sun's beating down on your head at 120, and you just standing in this water, and somebody's in there taking a leak.
Right.
And
Right.
so
Right.
on one
Right.
end, of the pool, they got a bar where you can get a drink, and then
Okay.
from the pool, and then on the other side, you can get a drink from the same bar. So
Okay.
you got people on one side getting drinks, you got people in the pool getting drinks, and I'm like, man, that don't look like fun to me. But to them, it's like, oh man, remember that time we went to the pool and it was 120? They
Right.
probably,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and
They were just
everybody was there. Everybody, I mean, everybody.
everybody was there, and it was like it sounded like those. It sounded like when you see those animals in the jungle and they all at the watering hole and all of them inside the watering hole just cooling off. That's
Just
all.
cooling off, just standing
Uh-huh.
there. Like I said,
Standing there.
you couldn't swim if you wanted to because it was too many people in the pool.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Just
Okay.
standing.
Wow.
So it's like,
Wow.
man, this is ridiculous, man, right here.
That would have been a ni-
You
that
know.
would have been a wonderful snapshot there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That would have been something because it's like, you have
Mhm.
to scratch your head and figure out, well, what do young people really be thinking about? Because if I would have went there and I would have saw like,
Mhm.
500 people in the swimming pool, it'd have been like, I'm not getting in that. I'm not getting
Mhm.
in that.
Mhm.
I'm going
Mhm.
someplace else. I'm not getting ready to get in that because,
Okay.
like I said, man, somebody's taking a leak. They don't want to get out. They say, wait a minute, I feel something warm on my leg,
Right. Right. But
Oh man.
I'm telling you, if it was like 100, and that's you said it was like 120 though,
It was
right?
120.
Now if it was
Yeah.
120, man, it probably there's probably people that just lost their common sense. Like, okay, I'm getting in this water. They would not get in those situations
Yeah.
like that. But I think that 120 would be the tipping point for them. Like, okay, I'm getting in here.
Right. But the water couldn't be cool. I mean, with all that body heat, the water couldn't be cool. I'm just talking, but I'm
No,
just
no, no,
like,
no, no.
man,
You know what? You're
wow.
right. Even if because water is uh it probably started out cool, but with all those bodies, it couldn't have been very cool. But at the same time, I think the way water does is like when it evaporates off your skin, it feels cooler.
Yeah,
Your skin
yeah,
feels cooler. So I
yeah,
think I
yeah,
think you probably had that going on. Even if the water had been warm, when it evaporates from your skin, it makes you feel. So anyway, that's the effect of water. It
right,
just
right. Yeah,
relaxing.
yeah,
I think they were tripping on that. I think the people in that pool were like, "Damn, I know the water's warm, but this feels kind of cool anyway." I think it was just there. That was a
yeah.
sensation, probably.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, back in the day when we used to go to the pool over at
Uh huh. Euclid. Oh no, at Abbott Park.
yeah, yeah, at the pool, yeah, that pool. I mean, we had that pool, then they put in the new pool going down there towards Vincennes. It was
Yeah,
another
yeah, yeah,
pool.
yeah, yeah,
But that
yeah.
pool, I didn't like going to that pool because Fuzzy and all them dudes, man, they are, they were always trying to dunk people. They always
Yeah,
try to dunk people and act real stupid, man. So
yeah, yeah,
uh
yeah. That
yeah,
was a
Al,
deterrent.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Al and who else was that? Was over there. Thaddeus and all them
Right,
cats, man. They used to like dunk people, man. I'm like,
right.
man, I don't feel like fooling with y'all.
I
You
hear
know.
you. I hear you. I
Yep.
hear
I
you.
didn't feel like fooling with them because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were they were crazy, man.
yeah.
They were
And he
crazy. Yep.
and as youngsters, man, you definitely avoided those type people because they mess around and they it's what's fun to them could be like murder to you. It's like they'll kill
Yeah.
they'll kill you and think it's funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cause them
Uh
cats,
huh.
man, would they like grab somebody, man, and then I got somebody else that's gonna come on. They grab people and then they want to like I said, they want to dunk you and try to
Mm-hmm.
dunk you over, hold your head underwater and all that stuff. And they
Mm-hmm.
thought that
Mm-hmm.
was fun. But to me, I'm like, man, I'm choking, man, because
Right.
I wasn't really the best swimmer, you
Right.
know,
Right.
anyway. So
Okay.
to have somebody grab me and hold my head underwater,
Yeah.
man, that
Yeah.
shit wasn't cool.
Yeah, that's like
Yep.
that's right next to that's your life could end.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yep.
you said you had somebody else is another interview.
Yeah. Well, I had another guy. He didn't tap in yet. So
Okay, okay,
if you want to keep going, it's up to you. I know you said you want to do
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
But
But
that's how but
yeah.
that's
So
how it's going.
How's Tony doing, man? How's Tony doing over there?
He's doing okay. Because he had the kidney surgery and 5 years ago, 6 years ago,
Okay.
and so he's adjusted very well. So he's back. He's driving the truck like it's no big deal. So every couple of days, man, we just act silly and text each other. And he sent me something a little while ago, man, just like some sort of, we just how brothers do. We just goofing around some silly stuff. So he's back to
Yeah.
bottom line. He's back to normal. It's like it's so normal, man. Which is a blessing from where it looked like it could have gone, with the kidney thing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's doing good, man. He's doing great,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
know he loved them trucks, man. I remember when he was
Oh
a
man.
little kid, man, and he had your father had bought him a truck, you know,
Uh-huh.
like a toy, like a
Little
Tonka,
toy, like a
little
Tonka, yeah.
yeah, Tonka, big rig or
Uh-huh.
something, man. He scooting around on the ground,
Yep.
of course, we like, man, get out the way, man. We trying to
Right,
ride our
right,
bikes going down the street or
right.
something,
Right, right, right.
but he was always infatuated with wheels, man.
Yeah. We all, when you think about everybody, everybody was into something as a kid. Everybody was into
Yeah,
something that they just
yep,
kept going with later on. And
yeah, yeah,
and
yep,
you know, and that was of course his thing was obvious. It was trucks. But yeah,
yep.
that's great.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, man.
Mhm.
So that was a
Uh-huh.
good thing. But
Uh-huh.
hey, man, I don't know, man. We came up in a different era when when kids had imagination and
Mhm.
we did things differently, man. You talk about now where you
Mhm.
have kids that you know, they don't have any kind of imagination at all, you know, at all,
It's
man. So it's like, wow, you know, these guys are just crazy, man.
yeah,
You know, just crazy. You
that's the
know, they
whole.
only thing they want to do is play video games.
Yeah, to let somebody else create your imagination for you, you know.
Yeah, yep, yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I mean, we, I mean, it's the exact opposite. We were kids. It's like, man, we going outside. You want to go outside and, you know, and do
yeah,
whatever, man, and
yeah,
play.
yeah,
And
yeah.
now the kids now, man, you tell them to go outside, man, they like, they look at you like you crazy. Like,
Right,
go
right,
outside for what?
right,
The
right.
video games in here, you know.
That's right. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah, man, you better get your little butt out of here and go outside and play. You know, they don't even know how to play, man. And I was telling
Yeah.
my girl the other day that these
Uh-huh.
people figured that out, and they came up with this class, like, you know, something like you go to the YMCA, man, and they teach
Hmm.
kids how to play. So kids have to be taught how to play. I'm like, come on, man, you got to be kidding me.
Like
Their
into
imaginations are that bad to where they don't
yeah,
even know how
yeah.
to play.
And Keith, I think even and even with these past few years of with this COVID, where there hasn't been school and hasn't been things like that, then those kids, man, those kids in that age group, man, they didn't get a chance to develop interpersonal skills with other kids, because everybody was. I I've heard stories of a teacher who, because everybody had to wear the mask and everything, and so the kids, they saw their teacher. I think it was at a point where they didn't have to wear a mask or something, or maybe she was just standing over on the side somewhere. But he never, the child had never seen his teacher's face for like 2 years.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like the
okay.
children, it wasn't the same class or whatever. But anyway, but the child saw the teacher and like, oh, I never knew that's what you look like. I mean, so
Mhm.
that, and that almost highlights, like, the how we have to keep with the COVID, we had to keep distances. So the kids that came up during that time, they really, I can almost understand them not having to learn how to play with each other, because there was no contact.
Right. Yeah, so you know
Hmm.
that era, you know, I agree with that 100%, man. What you talking about, the
Hmm.
era now? This
Hmm.
that's era now, because you know it was
Yeah,
kids like
yeah.
that I've been knowing for the past 25 years
Okay, that
that
same.
have been the
Okay,
same thing. And I mean,
okay.
when I
Yeah.
moved over here where I'm at now, I saw a bunch of kids, like, a bunch riding their bikes down. I guess it was about 10 of them riding their bikes down the streets, and
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, that was a good, refreshing to see. I said, I
Hmm.
got a whole bunch of little Dennis the Menaces running down, riding their bikes down the street,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but I said, yeah, I remember when we used to do that, man, when we were kids, playing cops and robbers, man,
Yep,
riding
yep,
through the neighborhood, man, 30,
yep,
40 doggone bikes, man, just riding
yep,
through the
yep,
hood,
yep.
and you know, chasing each other. I always wanted to be robber, you know. I,
To be chased. Yeah.
robber. Yeah,
Robert.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
hey man, and with bicycles, when a bunch of kids with bicycles, it's inevitable that that somebody's gonna you're gonna make a ramp eventually.
Oh
A
man,
ramp, right?
we had it. We had the ramps. We had the
Get the
ramps.
ramp.
We got to
Yeah,
jump. We
yeah,
got to jump.
yeah. You gotta
And
jump.
and the ramp would fall apart before you get a chance to jump over it.
Hey
You
Keith,
know,
and no helmets. We didn't have
no
no
helmets,
helmets, no knee pads. We was just
none
like,
of that, none of that.
and
We
we
was
and we
roughing it.
hardly ever failed. We hardly ever got hurt.
Yeah, we was
Yeah.
roughing it, man. We were
We was
roughing it.
roughing it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We was
Yeah.
roughing it. And you talking about, you
And we
know,
survived.
we
Yeah.
survived. You
We
talking about,
survived.
if you gave us a box,
Yeah.
we could take that box, and in our minds, that box could be a spaceship, a submarine, a
Spaceship,
car. It could be whatever
field
you want
house,
it to be in your
a
mind.
tank,
Yeah,
a tank. How you
yeah,
roll it, you roll it, you
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
roll it.
yeah. You're right. I forgot about that. When you roll it,
Remember
make it. Yeah, yeah. We make a tank out of it. But now,
that?
that's somebody's house, man, down on Skid
Yeah.
Row.
Yeah, true, true,
People
true.
actually sleeping in those boxes, man. They be looking for those big refrigerated boxes. Like, hey, wait a minute,
Yeah,
man.
right.
It's a cardboard condo.
That's
Yep.
right. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
reinforced with more cardboard around the edges, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you put one of those boxes over one of those over those vents in the ground where the heat comes up. That's prime real estate right there for a homeless
Oh.
person.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You
they
know?
doing it up,
Yeah,
man. You
yeah,
got that right. You know
yeah.
what? Yeah, man. This is a good thing, man. I got a chance to holler at you and do this little thing here. I was waiting on
It's
Slick to
cool.
tap in, but I don't think he's gonna tap in. I'll probably have to just do a separate video with him. But anyway,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
man, this is all right, man. I don't
Cool.
want to keep you too much longer, man. I know you want to do your you want to get in contact with your folks, man, to find
Yeah,
out,
I'm just gonna make sure. That's all. Just make
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
everything's probably cool. Hopefully everything's cool. But that's all.
yeah,
I'm just touch base and see, make sure. But yeah, man, this is cool. Anytime, man. Anytime,
yeah,
anytime you want to hook
yeah.
up on this, let me know, man. 'Cause we'll
Right.
never run out of stuff to talk about. You know.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll send you the link after I finish. After I upload it, I'll send you the link, and then you
Okay.
have the link, and then you'll be able to watch the video.
Okay. Oh
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, my
hey, man.
brother.
Okay, brother. Hey, man. Good hollering at you. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Stay up, man, and enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope the news that you get is good news.
I sure will. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
I'm sure it will be. Yeah.
yep, yeah. You got to get out there and get a little more experience, man, flying that drone, brother.
Exactly, exactly. I'm getting baby steps, baby steps. I'm getting there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to this guy that I know.
Uh-huh.
He's like, man, I got this drone, man. I'm like, man, what you gonna do with that? So he had, he didn't have no real big one, but
Uh-huh.
it had a little camera on it,
Right,
and
right.
he's like, yeah, man, well, there's some chick across the street, man, that's in the window. I'm gonna try to. I'm like, man, put that damn thing down, man. Put that
Come
shit
on,
down.
man.
Now he's
So
trying to be a peeping Tom, man, with technology.
right, with a drone. Oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
a
possible.
peeping,
Yeah,
yeah, a peeping Fred.
a people Fred. That's his name. Yeah, they're
Oh
fun.
man, yeah, it's
They're fun.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All
Oh,
right,
okay,
my brother. You take
okay,
care over
bro.
there, man. Tell everybody I
Okay,
said
bro.
hello, man. And
Okay.
you know, it's like, when you see some of the guys in the hood, man, tell them I said what's up.
Okay.
I got a call from Charles Hodges, and he said, hey man, you got a chance to see Soup. He said, man,
Yeah.
Soup is up here at the
Right.
reunion
Right.
thing.
Right.
He said he almost didn't recognize it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
well, we don't
Yeah.
nobody look the same, forever.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I
Sometimes
put
we get a little chubby. Yep.
a little check. Yeah. He was one of the pictures. You might even seen the picture not knowing that was him. He was one of the pictures that was posted on that Facebook. Because I didn't put anybody's name under the picture. I just took pictures. But
Okay.
I'll send it to you. I'll send that one to you again so you can see and I'll point him out to you. There he is right there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. That'll work.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, my brother. Enjoy the rest of your day,
bro.
man. Enjoy
Hey,
the rest
man,
of your day.
peace. Peace. You enjoy the rest of your day too.
Peace,
Thank you.
my
Good
brother.
hollering at you.
All
Okay,
right.
bro.
Take care.
Take care now.
Bye.
All right. Thank
All right, folks. KP's Video News, y'all. KP's Video News, y'all. You know who it is.
News, y'all. It's KP's
You know who it is. You know who it is, y'all. It's